The US has declared a new war. This time it's against added sugar in food.
Well, the Trump administration has issued a new nutrition advice urging Americans to avoid highly processed foods along with added sugars while encouraging consumption of red meat and full-fat dairy.
Now, the latest edition of Federal Nutrition Advice emphasizes on eating more whole foods and protein and calls for cutting consumption of highly processed foods and added sugar. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said, our message is clear, eat real food.
Added sugars, especially sugar-sweetened beverages, drive metabolic disease, and today our government declares war on added sugar. Highly processed foods loaded with additives, added sugar, and excess salt damage health and should be avoided. As Secretary of Health and Human Services, my message is clear, eat real food.
Now, the new federal nutritional guidelines contains a new graphic depicting an inverted version of the food pyramid with protein, dairy, healthy fats and fruits and vegetables at the top and whole grains at the bottom.
The new guidelines recognize that whole, nutrient-dense food is the most effective path to better health and lower healthcare costs. Protein and healthy fats are essential and were wrongly discouraged in prior dietary guidelines. We are ending the war on saturated fats. Diets rich in vegetables and fruits reduce disease risk more effectively than many drugs. Whole grains outperform refined carbohydrates.
Well, Kennedy has emphasized that he would end the war on saturated fats, but the administration did not change the previous recommendations on that limits daily calories stemming from saturated fats at 10% mark. Instead, the document suggests that Americans should choose whole food sources of saturated fat, such as meat, whole fat dairy, or avocados as well.
Now, the guidelines also include a call to potentially double protein consumption. The new recommendation is 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. And the new guidelines roll back previous recommendations to limit alcohol to 1 drink or less per day for women and 2 drinks or less per day for men. Now, it advises people to consume less alcohol for better health. They also say that alcohol should be avoided by pregnant women, people recovering from alcohol use disorder, and those who are unable to control the amount that they drink.
So alcohol is a social lubricant that brings people together. In the best case scenario, I don't think you should drink alcohol, but it does allow people an excuse to bond and socialize, and there's probably nothing healthier than having a good time with friends in a safe way. If you look at the blue zones, for example, around the world where people live the longest, alcohol is sometimes part of their diet. Again, small amounts, taken very judiciously and usually in a celebratory fashion. So there is alcohol on these dietary guidelines, but the implication is don't have it for breakfast.